Hey, hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you're doing great. Today I'm gonna go through some of the settings of the recently released new plugin from Neural Dsp, the GOJIRA. Let's go and check it out. So GOJIRA basically is a French heavy metal band. They originally formed with a different name back in 1996 with the name Godzilla. They then in 2001 changed the name to GOJIRA, which we know now today. And so as we will see on some of the settings of the GOJIRA plugin, we will find also JD, and that's the name of the guitar player. Joe Duplantier, in fact, he co-worked with Neural Dsp to get this amazing plugin in our hands today. And to all the guitar players out there who want an easy but very powerful tool to play in their studio or even live, actually, let's get started. So here we are, and just open up Logic and you get the default main page and first screen of the GOJIRA plugin. So you get the default sounds, which already as they are sound amazing. The usual Neural Dsp settings, you have the main menu on the top and amp switching in this case on the bottom. That's something actually quite new. So basically, as you can see, you can choose 1, 2, 3, amp 1, cabinet 1, amp 2, cabinet 2, amp 3, cabinet 3. But if you unlink them here, as you can see on the screen, you can also switch, and that will give you a very interesting and different tonality just by using the main default sound, which is a preset. So here I have amp 1, but I'm still on cab 3, and I can put cab 1 and cab 2, sorry, amp 2 and an amp 3, still keeping cab 1, and so on, or link them and just change them all together. That is really great. So the main menu, as you can see here, a good Neural Dsp design. I like it because they make it very easy also to use. We can go through from right. We have our usual delay and reverb pedal. We'll get into some of the settings that reverb, which are also quite new. And of course amp and cab settings, where you can have your microphone placement and choice of microphones on both sides, positioning left and right, but also distance goes up and down. Same for the right side. You have levels, the volume for each microphone, dependent microphone, and even panning, which I have used sometimes. But then if you're recording in mono 2 tracks with 2 different settings of your Neural Dsp sounds, then you probably will be doing the panning over there. It still sounds good here. I've tried it a couple of times and it's absolutely very good. And then also on the list here you can get all your mic, and you can also upload your custom sounds, which I don't have because I don't have an actual real amp here, so I cannot do that. So moving on, you get the EQ here, and that's actually even on. I usually tend to keep it on only if I'm using clean sounds. I'll show you what I'm doing later with it. Amp section, of course, and here the various pedals. We have an overdrive, on and off, dirt pedal, like if the GOJIRA wasn't dirty enough. Trust me, it really is. So with a distortion volume, adds a phaser, very useful when you're doing and playing with clean sounds, and chorus also sounds really good. Then a amazing addition here on the left side, a expression pedal that also controls octave and an octave pedal, low octaves and high octaves, and of course the amount you choose to insert. This expression pedal really makes it useful, and it's a great add, and I wish I wish every plugin would come with this. But anyway, I haven't really added any sounds part 2 right now. I am a big user. I'm always looking to creating really good lead sounds. I can actually probably use lead sounds also to do riffs and rhythm. I know a lot of you people say no, that's not correct, but you know, just with this plugin, I think everything is possible. So you have a default, which is what you get as soon as you load up, and an artist, a long artist section. And there's a couple ones here that I really have been looking at and seem very interesting. Of course, we won't have time to go through all of them. The Nolly, as you very well know, and Lee McKinney, Bornholm's Artist, that sounds good. 4 different sounds there too, of course, some heavy rhythm and rich lead always sounds very good to have. Like the Nolly wide lead. Let's hear what that sounds like. Ooh, long delay there, long delay. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so moving on, there is a factory presets. There's, yeah, we can check those out one by one. Going back on the amp visual. I won't be doing any adjusting apart from maybe a bit of the gate, but it doesn't really matter. It's just to show you really how powerful each one of these, and of course you can do millions of things. And this first sound on the factory settings was by using Amp3 and Cabinet 2. I also have other 2 Neural Dsp plugins, and the first one was the Kali, and I liked that very much, and then I moved up to the Pliny, and that made a huge difference specifically for the amount of lead sounds that I managed to create. With this and that, the combination of heavy, really dirty sounds you can get with the Gojira, and that, well, ideas are running unlimited, I can imagine. So now, quick experiment I actually want to do, and I've picked a different clean sound, so using Amp1 and Cab1, and I've switched to my Ibanez 7-string RG. And to actually really test out this clean sound, I am using my second switch, pickup switch, or my 4th one. I have humbuckers, so it's going to be a single coil sound, just to test how good these sounds are. And you actually still hear that, and my volume is actually quite up, and that's why there's a little bit of distortion that I'm trying to avoid. And I have, as you see, pulled down the gain. Bass is still at around 12 o'clock, mids is just a little above 12 o'clock, and the treble is above 12 o'clock. And as I said at the beginning, I do like to play a bit around with the equalizer and top up a little bit the high frequency area, and shift down the mids a little bit, and just to get closer to that nice sparkling sound. And I think a lot of people would like to do this anyway, because that's the kind of sound you're looking for. Beautiful sound. And to be more clear, what I have on right now in the delay and reverb selection, they're both on, and the reverb, of course, has also activated the shimmer switch, and you can dial in more of that nice ending sound. That pad, like I was saying before, of sustain. Just by dialing more of the, I think, the two little knobs on the bottom, the what looks like the high pass and low pass filter, and that will give you more of the sustain. And a little bit of delay if you want to help it as well. Now, that said, those are the... I think I can actually close down the chapter of clean sound and definitely move on to a little experiment I want to do, and I'll pick up my other guitar for that. I'm picking one of the Gojira presets. We'll choose one and I'll show you in just a second which one. And just switch between amp and cabs, and you can hear the amazing difference that that creates. I will be back with you in just a second. Now we are back, and my first dirty preset, to be precise, will be using amp free and cab free. And what we'll be doing, eventually I'll play a little bit with both. I've chosen on the Gojira settings, I've chosen number JD, the rhythm 7, but you can see how versatile this is, where you just want to try completely very heavy sounds, or you want to add delay or reverb. That will definitely work with you. As I was saying also, I do tend to end up using heavy rhythm sounds, adding delay and reverb, or just the delay to solo. And here is actually quite... I'm gonna go through with you, and you will see quite a few examples. This is the amp free and cab free. What I have also in the full amp section, I have a in front of the cabinet is a microphone selection. I have a dynamic 421 on the left side and a condenser 414 on the right side. They are placed more or less the same. Let's say the 421 is around like 40%, and the condenser, let's put it at 50%. That's gonna stay like that, as the distance and the volume on each one of them. The microphones are gonna stay the same. Regarding the amps, sorry, by switching the amps, the gain, the low, the mids are all gonna stay the same. The low is around just a little under 12, the mid is above, let's say, 1 o'clock, the high is just a little above 12, the master is about 12, the presence just above 12. The depth, as I said, is it will actually give you more bass, but I'm gonna leave it at 12, and the level is sort of a intensity and power and volume of the amp, but I'm gonna leave that there. And so let's play with this first one. And that's actually quite of a dry sound. In fact, I don't have any reverbs or delay set it up. So now we are gonna move on to still keeping amp free, but switching to cab 2. And also here, instead, I do have a little bit of delay activated. And now, let's move to cab 1, still amp free. What we have left now? Well, now what I'm gonna do, we've tested amp3 with cab 321, and it's time to move on to amp2 and hear what it sounds again with cab 1, 2, and 3. We're starting with amp2 and cab 1. I like one thing I haven't said. I do like a lot the designs of the amps. It makes you think there's something nasty coming out of those, something really heavy. They all sound amazing. Again, I want to just point out that I have not touched at all the types of microphones. Again, you can switch amps and hear the difference of sounds, but you can also switch microphones and then switch amp selections and cabs and see what works out better for you, for soloing on or riffing, of course. I did actually notice right away that amp number 2 works very well with all of them. Not that amp 3 doesn't, but it's really about what your ear wants to hear with solos and riffs. Okay, moving on to cabinet number 2. Okay, this is, to me, the actual strong one. The gain has not moved from 12 o'clock. And other plugins to really get this kind of sound, the gain would have been dialed up nearly at 90%, even more than that. So the presence would have to been more than 12 o'clock. The mids backed up a little bit, and highs. It's just the amp. It's just amazing. And I did keep the delay over there. Okay, so now we can switch to the last one. Of course, I did exclude amp 1 and cab 1, but I used amp 2 and amp 3 and switch the cabinets between each other. So we are going to move now to keeping amp 2 and cabinet 3. This is an interesting one. Let's see what sounds we have here. It has that vibe of for soloy sounds, for that's softer on one side, but you can still get the crunchy sounds when you're playing around with the bass strings and you know the fifths and when you're riffing it works very well, but if you're soloing. Amazing, amazing, wow. I hope you enjoyed that. That was my personal review, as much as I could, of some of the amazing features of the Gojira archetype. There are a lot of other sounds and presets that you definitely should check out. Some, unfortunately, I haven't got into so much, and one I can actually just mention here was the expression pedal, which basically changes octaves, but you can also, by dialing in the Fazzo knob at the top, you can find a different key and tuning for your guitar. And I've tried that a couple of times. You have to have a bit of an ear, look for this string tone and tune you're looking for, and then down tune the guitar to your needs. And that's also another great thing. The amp and cabinet switch that was available on the Noli Neural Dsp plugin, which I don't have, but I know it had a amp and cap selection, and so this is basically a combination of both, I think, because also the Noli is in one of the presets, and we know he's been working with Neural Dsp. I love this. I think this is gonna go definitely in some of my already existing tracks, and replacing with the old very basic Logic plugins, and possibly new compositions very soon. So I'm sure all you guys are gonna check this one out, and if you haven't, definitely download it. Thank you. Hey guys, thank you so much for stopping by on my channel, and I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed going through this amazing new plugin from Neural Dsp, the Gojira. Just to point out, what you were seeing was my trial version. I always like to check out the sounds before buying, but that got me really convinced. Very happy, and I will definitely be downloading the full version very soon. And very soon I will definitely be putting up a quick little demo, trying more presets, so you can actually check them out if you haven't yet. And why not? You should do the same thing. And if you have also older Neural Dsp plugins, try and combine them together, and if you download the Gojira, try and create the best mixes possible, and I'm sure that will actually happen. So thank you so much, and if you haven't yet, do subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.